There are no conflicts of interest in relation to this presentation. Can a dedicated alcohol care team positively impact on Hull's growing alcohol problem? My name is Jill Harrison and I am a specialist alcohol nurse at Hull University Hospitals Trust. I've been in post since 2019, and prior to this I worked for 12 years within the community addiction services. The alcohol care team was set up to address an increasing issue of alcohol-related hospital admissions and readmissions within 30 days of discharge to the acute hospital trust. Hull City Council Strategy 2014 to 2020 estimated that 3 in 10 of Hull's residents drank above the Chief Medical Officer's guidelines of 14 units per week, with 12.6% of these drinking to harmful levels. The alcohol-specific mortality rates being 21% higher than the national average within this area. Whilst alcohol liaison teams have existed within the hospital previously, the services were provided by a local mental health trust, and it was an assessment-only service. This is the first time the trust has employed staff themselves as an in-reach service to provide support and treatment of alcohol-dependent patients admitted for medical or surgical reasons. We launched the alcohol care team on the 1st of January 2020, and we currently consist of 2 nurse specialists, 6 in-reach workers and 2 community workers. We cover 7 days a week from 8 AM to 8 PM. Brief interventions are delivered by the in-reach workers, with the nurse specialists providing specialist alcohol assessments and prescribing advice. All team members referring to 2 community providers we work closest with. The nurse specialists also took on the responsibility of screening those with alcohol-related liver disease indicators via blood test, and if raised, carrying out FibroScan as per Sequin, CCGX, alcohol harm reduction and early identification of liver disease. Between January 1st and June 1st, we accepted almost 600 referrals. These referrals came from community providers, A&E, the acute assessment unit, wards and patients that we were already aware of that had reattended. 40% of these patients were offered specialist alcohol assessments by the nursing staff, and just over a third of those assessed by the nurses completed a full alcohol detox during admission. Of the patients that were fully detoxed, just under 14% of them remained abstinent at 30-day reviews. As part of the Sequin, we have screened a quarter of all patients admitted for alcohol-related causes, and of those, half have come back with raised results requiring further investigation. We've recently started FibroScan clinics to effectively stage liver disease or identify cirrhosis. Due to COVID-19, we had to adapt our post-discharge clinics, and these became telephone clinics. These have been hugely successful and have dramatically reduced our DNA rate compared to pre-COVID. These are likely to continue as a long-term solution. Whilst our service has not been running long enough at this point to be able to say whether readmissions have been positively impacted, the team have worked with a number of services to help patients who come under a frequent attenders group to help secure accommodation, enter community treatment and access mental health support. We have a small but growing number of successfully abstinent patients that prior to engagement with our service had been attending the hospital on a regular basis, and since have not reattended other than for routine outpatient appointments. This includes a small handful of patients that have been abstinent for 6 months or more. The COVID-19 pandemic has dramatically reduced both the hospital and the community service availability, but the alcohol care team has continued to see patients that required admission and support, as well as making contact with those based in the community that required help as much as possible via telephone. We currently have 5 months left on our original contract, and we have much to achieve, but we are hopeful that funding will be made available for us to continue. Unfortunately, I will be unavailable for the question and answer session due to commitments with clinics. However, my colleague Diane Backhouse, who is the hepatology nurse specialist, will be available to answer questions on my behalf. Or you can email me on the email provided on the poster, and I'll be happy to get back to you. Thank you very much.